Dad and I are spending 10 years as managers of Liverpool and Manchester City on FM26. And our first challenge against each other is a simple one: who can win the most trophies in 10 seasons? But after taking a 5-0 trophy lead against Dad, he finally got on the board after 4 seasons, and we're now sat with a score of 10-5. So with still a 5-trophy lead, Dad needs to step up and close that gap. And on both of our shortlists this season was a right back, and I made a move for Tino Livramento from Newcastle. Dad has spent slightly more on his from Bayern Munich, but he is also younger as rejoins Manchester City. We were also receiving bids for players that weren't necessarily getting the game time that they wanted at our clubs, with Ryan Cherky for Dad and Ryan Gravenberch both leaving our clubs. And that helped fund Dad's replacement as Rodrigo Mora, a world-class attacking midfielder, joins his. I was also selling Jeremy Frimpong as he barely played, and I have now got a new right back joining, so I spent the money on bringing in a young defensive midfielder. Thanks to Dad's heroics in the Champions League lately, he is in the Club World Cup and he's doing really well in the competition. Going on to play Arsenal in the final, which turned out to be a really tight match. And Dad, of course, was fighting to make it 10-6 in trophies if he could lift this one. And eventually, the game went to a penalty shootout where City were victorious. And Dad celebrated winning that trophy by signing William Pacho for his defence for what could be a £122 million move in total. And that was paid for with the likes of Kusanov going to Inter for £60 million, Aït-Nouri leaving for roughly another 15, and wages being freed up from the likes of Bernardo Silva moving on. With his Champions League win, of course, as well last season, it meant that Dad could capitalise and win another trophy in the UEFA Super Cup. And against a resilient Frankfurt side, there was just one goal being scored, and it was a corker, thanks to Michael Olise. Dad couldn't celebrate the score of 10-7 for far too long, though, because it was Community Shield time. And although Everton did give us a really good game at Wembley, taking the lead and really making us work for it, the game eventually came down to a penalty shootout where Tyler Diblin blasted his wide to make it 11-7 on trophies. Well, Dad, great start in the summer, because that's 2 trophies.
Oh, what a start. I'm really, really pleased with that now. I'm starting to catch you again now.
Yeah, Club World Cup comes in, one on penalties against Arsenal there. Gyökeres and Ødegaard both missed. And also the Super Cup after winning the Champions League, beating obviously Europa League winners, Eintracht Frankfurt.
Only just though, but yeah, I'll take that.
2 trophies. However, I have also won a trophy with the Community Shield 5 seasons in a row, I think that is. Which means the scores on the doors for the trophies is 11-7.
It's getting closer though.
It isn't too bad.
It down.
Four trophies away, not too bad at all. It's going to start making it very interesting, especially with the signings that you're making.
Yes.
Because the signings that you are making are getting better, I think. The transfers that have come in this window, really good players.
Yes.
William Pacho, and you're spending big money too. £122 million.
But you've got to be spending the big money to get these big players in the haven't you?
Yeah.
So,
he's replacing Kusanov, who went for 60.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. I know he's double the price, but an extra 60 million, you get a world-class centre-back there. And compared to a player that wasn't playing for you at all.
That's right, yeah.
Ryan Aït-Nouri finally left. He's been trying to go for the last few seasons. Finally a club comes in for him, which is Brighton. But there's more players who have left and again replaced really well. We've got Ryan Cherky going for £57 million. We've also got Reinders, who was on quite a lot of money, £15 million. And bringing in, you got 2 players coming in here. Rodrigo Mora, £121 million.
This is probably my best signing, I feel.
Yeah.
He's going to go into that attacking midfield position. I mean, you look at him, he's really, really good, isn't he?
That's world class. He's 22.
And I can use him on the wings if I need to. And we know this new game, you've got to be really good dribbling. And he's up there with the best of them, really, isn't he? Mm-hmm. And he's quick with it as well. So, I think this possibly could be my best signing yet, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he could be really good. I mean, I've had Wirtz.
He's only 22 as well.
Yeah, I've had Wirtz for the last few years doing like the damage like this guy will probably need to step up and do.
He's going to sit right behind Haaland and just supply that ball through to him and go into the gaps as well.
Yeah. You had enough as money as well to bring in a right back in Javario Reed.
Yeah, I mentioned that I was going to try and bring in a right back, and I've got this guy, and I don't think he's going to take the first captain space of Rico Lewis, is it?
Yeah.
Like you guys have been saying to all the comments you've been sending me, and thanks for the comments, Rico Lewis is a good player.
Yeah.
And it was hard to replace him. I couldn't in the end, so I've just went for the next best thing. This player is so close to Rico Lewis, you wouldn't know which one's on the picture of the two, really. They're so much alike, as in attributes and all that. So I've got two world-class right-backs, I feel, as in it don't matter which one gets injured now, I've got another one to replace him, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He's got a lot of 15s in there as well, which obviously you can see now. I've changed the attribute colours. How did you do that, Luke? I know. I've done a short form video that I will post on all of my platforms, including YouTube Shorts, including TikTok, including Instagram. So make sure you follow me on them, because I'll do like little tutorials like that. Somebody sent me it, Mr. Teeny, who does all the retro databases. He sent me, Luke, I found your answer. Some guys in Korea have worked it out. FM Korea have worked it out. It took me about 5 minutes to work out how to do it. It's slightly complicated. That's why I'm going to do the video for it. So that will already be out. So if you want to change the attribute colours, don't worry, Sports Interactive, we'll do it ourselves. We found a way of doing it. So there we go. There's the right back that have come through. You haven't changed your formation.
Nope.
Neither of us have, to be honest, because we're both dominating other competitions.
Yeah.
It's basically luck each season. We found our sort of system, and it's luck each season who plays well against, each other. But if you're looking at, obviously, your star rating, it's really high.
It's hard to improve on it as well, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I'm sort of pleased with this formation again. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to do any tinkering with it. So let's go. I've won 2 big trophies already this season. Let's go.
All right. Well, let's have a look to see what I've done, because the right back was also on the agenda for me. I didn't have as much money as Dad, but still managed to spend quite a bit, because of obviously player sales too. Now, I've got a lot of loan players as well, and there's a few really good players coming through my youth team that we might have to mention or bring up, but we'll see in a sec. £90 million for Chiesa, so never really got into my first team, to be honest. He's quite old now. One of the loan players that I like the look of is this man, Tyler Hardiman. Quite a good player, to be honest, only 19. His physicals are fantastic. And Ian Williams as a left back looks really solid too. So there's another option there. There's another one that I might show called Festus, who you might see me tweet about. He is hilarious, but looks really solid. Now, a few other players have also left. Jeremy Frimpong for £32 million, because I brought in a right back. Jeremy Frimpong could have left. And Ryan Gravenberch, £47 million. Decided to just go for it and get rid of them. I think for a good reason as well. Now, Tino Livramento has joined the club from Newcastle. He is the right back that I decided to go for. He was also the right back that you were going to go for. But I got there first.
Yeah.
£80 million, bit of a bargain, to be honest. Very good at dribbling, so all-rounder, and he's only 26. So the perfect sort of position that I've got there. Festus Hardcastle. There he is. How good does he look at 19 years of age?
Yeah.
With good pace, acceleration, agility, and natural fitness, finishing in first touch at 16 as his composure, and off the ball of 14 as well.
It's got it all already, look.
Oh, he likes to beat the offside trap. 5-star potential ability compared to the rest of my side. Festus Hardcastle, the worst name in football ever, but could be a great football player. We'll see. Give him some loans. See how he plays. But the last signing that I made was Kenneth Eichhorn. So I sold Gravenberch and I brought in Kenneth Eichhorn. Gravenberch was like 29, I think now. Kenneth Eichhorn's 20. Exactly the same current ability, but he's got a 5-star potential again. So right now, his current ability might not be attribute-wise as good as Gravenberch, but again, look how many 15s there are in here, which it tells me he could be a quality player with a few seasons of game time under his belt. And with the release clause that he had in his contract of 53 million, if you think I sold Gravenberch for about 6 million less.
Yeah.
So I think that was a great move, really. So match day, we're sticking with the same formation, but I am locking in a few players. We're locking in Leone and Huyson as my centre-back partnership. Eichhorn being locked into this role here instead of McAllister, and Rio being locked in on that left-hand side. Another season of Rio, yes please. he has been a joy, especially last season. The goals he scored, phenomenal. So I'm really happy just to keep that ball rolling with him. Now, you had a great start to the season, Dad. I didn't have a bad one. We did draw to Leeds, which is disappointing, away from home and an early kickoff. Never back the early kickoffs, as they say. But there we go. Now, I did play Everton in the Community Shield. So it was a derby. Tyler Diblin missed the penalty, which meant that I also won my competition on penalties too. So another trophy there in the bag, which we've established already. But Ipswich 1-0. Looked a bit rough. But then the Bournemouth one came along. A nice little 4-1 there with Eichmann scoring, Rio scoring, and Vietz scoring 2. So Dad has picked up 2 trophies. I've picked up 1, so he's closing the gap ever so slightly to 4 now. I've got to keep that gap as big as I possibly can and keep on making sure I am in that Community Shield next season. I know how much you will hate it, but those were the rules we established before we even started this, and I'm loving the fact that I can play the villain and keep winning the Community Shield.
You picked him to be Liverpool, so it's all your fault.
Exactly. Dad's there winning the big ones, the Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
I'm there just lifting that really terrible shield every single time. Let's go. Season number 5. Let's see what happens. With the scores being the way they are and how dominant I've been domestically, it was impossible to predict the score of the first matchup against Dad, as Mora scored 2 and we were battered 5-0 on the day. However, that was only one of 2 losses we had suffered in 23 league games, as we sat top of the league and 10 points above Dad in third. United knocked me out of the earlier stage of the Carabao Cup, but Dad met them in the final and he won the game in extra time 4-3 to now make it 11-8 on trophies. It was still all to play for in the Champions League though, as well, as we both reached the quarter-final stage. That's when I began to have a terrible time, as we were knocked out by Spurs in the Champions League, Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final, and then losing league games we just shouldn't be, with Arsenal to play next, as they've actually overtaken us at the top of the league. Dad was out of the FA Cup thanks to Newcastle in the earlier rounds, but he managed to progress through to the Champions League semi-finals after a great 2-legged win over Real Madrid. I ended up drawing 0-0 with Arsenal, but this Newcastle goal against them in the 93rd minute of their match was a crucial one for me, as it meant that we pushed on and won the Premier League to make it 12-8 on trophies. Dad was a little preoccupied on his side as he reached another Champions League final, and this time it was Spurs who were his opponents. And it looked like another comfortable win until the last kick of the game, where Spurs equalised to take it to extra time, where the same player found a breakaway from a long ball over the top, and he punished Dad to win the Champions League for Spurs. What a missed opportunity
I don't believe
to go to 12-9 in trophies. The score stays 12-8 as Dad loses to Spurs in extra time. Look who it was who scored it as well. The youngster.
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
Brilliant. He got 2 goals, one of them really important. Also, the equaliser coming in the 95th minute.
Yeah, that's even worse, isn't it?
Which is really heart-wrenching.
I love late goals and not when Spurs are scoring them against me. So,
No.
I've got to say, well done, Spurs.
What a time to concede. What a time to concede. Now, you did win a trophy, Dan, as we mentioned. The Carabao Cup, which is basically your version at the minute of my Community Shield.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because I ain't got anywhere near this, I don't think, for ages. But you seem to keep winning it as well, so fair
I'll take
play
it as
to you.
another trophies, yeah. So it's another one that I'm a little bit closer to you again, so...
Yeah. Well, I won it 2 years in a row, then you won it. So
Yeah.
I did win a couple. Maybe I'm lying a little bit, but there we go. Now, yeah, you've won that one. The FA Cup was an interesting one, really, because neither of us did really well in it. Arsenal ended up winning that against Fulham in the final. But, I mean, we're on yours. You were knocked down the 5th round by Newcastle.
Yeah.
In that competition, whereas if we go to me, how I got on in the FA Cup doesn't actually say, which is really annoying. Why doesn't it say that? It's so frustrating. We'll have to go find it through fixtures instead. But I won the Premier League, so I'm happy with that. So there we go. I won it. I lost in the semi-final against Arsenal. After beating Stoke in the quarterfinals there. So Arsenal beat me in the semi-final to then go on and win the whole thing, which is fair enough. The Premier League, though, Arsenal finishing second in between us.
Yeah.
Now 92 to 88 points, so 4 points in between. You had 79 though, big drop off there.
It was a big drop off, yeah. I mean, I still only lost 7 games up, but I was a bit disappointed with that. I think I just put an all my. I played.
You were in the
most of
Champions
beginning.
League.
Yeah, I was in the Champions League, and I played all the games at the beginning of the season. I was tired at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Right? We played so many games.
Oh, yeah, it's awful.
You know what I mean?
Now, Tottenham actually knocked me out of the quarterfinals, so if I got any further, it might have been us in the final again, which I'm glad, to be honest, it wasn't, because that was always embarrassing. Now, the statistics, Erling Haaland is still scoring the goals for your dad. He's got 30 goals.
Yeah, I keep thinking, should I buy another striker? Should I buy another striker? And I think, no, he's still doing it for me, so yeah, leave him alone.
Exactly. Ike Bravo, which might be a player that some of you guys might want to pick up or take a look at least, because he's 25 here in season number 5, and he's just got... How many goals was it? It was ridiculous, man. I hate that the fact that it goes off of that every time. What's the point in that? There we go. 26 goals in 38 games in the Premier League, so really good.
58 million, so it's a good price as well, really, for a good striker.
Isak got me 18. He's aged 30 now, Alexander Isak, so we're still at the end there. Harry Kane is still knocking around. He's got 18 goals at Fulham in the Premier League. Unbelievable from him. Fantastic stuff. But I'm worried that my next top scorer was Florian Wirtz down at 14. How did I still win the league here? Ekitike got 11, so that ain't too bad, but he's been playing a bit of a big part there, and Rio got 9. So, yeah, my defence must have just been really good this season. Instead of conceding goals, we've just been really solid and batting down the hatches, I guess. But, oh well. Now, Leone, obviously locking him in. That's, I definitely think's benefited. Virgil van Dijk is retiring this season. So the legendary Virgil van Dijk for us is going, obviously, after losing Salah as well. So Salah went this season, just gone. Dean Huijsen started most of the games as well. I think it's going to benefit him. He's only 25, so that's decent. Kenneth Eichhorn, the guy that I locked in, good bit of development in there. I think if we got rid of McAllister and brought in a couple of youngsters, we might be quite safe in just allowing them to battle it out, really. William Gomez did also play quite a lot of games this season and done very well in terms of development. And Rio, who of course we locked in that left side, really good indeed. So selection info, if we have a look at the goals, there we go. 30 from Isak was the top scorer. Wirtz had the best season in my opinion though, with 20 and 15, although William Gomez 16 and 22 assists, just underneath it, I would say is the second best this season.
Yeah,
solid season, so I'm really happy with that. Now recruitment is £76 million. Not too bad, not amazing, but let's have a look, Dad, to see what you've been up to. Obviously gaining more trophies than me this season. 57 goals from Erling Haaland in 49 starts and 13 off the bench, which is disgusting. 26 from Rodrigo Mora. What a signing.
That's a good signing, yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Olise still doing it.
I'd said he'd do the assist as well, but to bang in 26 goals as well, I'm really pleased with that. That's a good signing for me. Yeah,
I mean, I think this is all obviously your attacking... I hate that. All these are your attacking players down basically to Savinho, who are like starting. Yeah. You can see that Endrick coming off the bench or starting whenever Haaland's missing games. He's only got 7, but from like Savinho up, they're the ones that are playing the most first team football. And Savinho didn't get that many goals, but he got 24 assists.
Yeah, so that's quite.
Whereas Fofana, who got more goals, got slightly less assists in less games as well, Malik Fofana. Now, he's only 25, so, you know, we got 5 seasons left. He's only going to be 30 by the time this thing ends. Elise, again, cracking season, as is Rodrigo Mora. So, great signing.
Going forward, I'm really dangerous. So it's just... well, I've won trophies this season, so I'm going the right way.
Yeah, your right back that you signed did play 30 games.
Yeah,
so again, like you said, he didn't play as many as maybe Rico Lewis. He got 46, but he still played a lot because he can also play on the left.
Yeah.
So whenever your left back was struggling, he was also stepping in there. But Pacho, the amount of money he spent on him, Dad, 7 games he played.
Yes.
7.
I bought him in to just to cover the left back and the centre back. But obviously they didn't get injured, so I didn't need him.
Yeah,
I know it was a lot of money, but it's having that player there just in case you do get injuries. You know, I mean, Mickey van der Ven, how many did he play? 50 games. So there you go.
Yeah,
he didn't get injured. So
no, and you've also got Gvardiol as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right. Well, your recruitment, your money for this season, 180. What are you going to spend that on? This?
I don't really know at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, the last few seasons I've been able to pick sort of position where I think I'm a bit sort of like weak. I'm not weak anywhere at the moment now. It might be just a case I might look at players' ages now and just think, well, he's
future-proofing.
Yeah, and just try and bring a couple of players in their sort of like low 20s or something like that. Just to sort of push me through to the the last
to the 10 years.
Yeah,
that's
all I think I need now.
very similar to what I'm thinking as well, actually. And I've got a feeling, because obviously I lost Alisson too, so that's another one within the last sort of 2 seasons. Salah, Alisson, Van Dijk, those like 3, the trifecta.
Big players there, really, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all, and I didn't want to sell any of them either. It was kind of like, I ain't gonna get much money from them, so I might as well just keep him in until they decide to retire. There's Alisson. He is also retiring on, as well as Van Dijk. He played 45 games. Now, Mamardashvili might have been really good if I had been playing him for the last few seasons. I haven't been. Do I find a better goalkeeper than Mamardashvili? Potentially. I'll have a look. But if not, he's not a bad goalkeeper to go in the next season with. So that's one of those scenarios where I'm like, right, okay, I can have a look around. If I find a couple of youngsters that I like, then great, because there's a couple of players here. I mean, Andres hasn't played hardly anything. He's wanted. If I can get close to £60 million for him, lovely stuff.
Yeah,
he'll be gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just whether I can find a couple of players to come in that are youngsters, like you say, that will future-proof for the likes of when McAllister leaves, etc., and Isak goes, although Festus could be Isak's replacement there and then. Ekatike as well in the next 5 years. So that's what I might do as well. So let's have a look then. An interesting summer ahead of us. And of course, the scores 12-8 on trophies. Dad was so close to making it 12-9. With a few aging players, I tried to look and sign a couple of young talents, and my scouts have found a promising Dane at Bromby I just have to go for. My best signing though was bringing Mark Guehi back to the Premier League on a free transfer after his time in Saudi Arabia. Dad's tactic, after being embarrassed by Spurs though, was to try and sign their best player Xavi Simons for what could be a deal of £120+ million. And he's also signing a goalkeeper in Lucas Chevalier from PSG as well. With Alisson retiring though, I also need a goalkeeper, and I took a chance on a youngster from PSV. And I started the season on form. My new youngsters that I brought were excellent and combined really well to score the first goal in the Community Shield, where I won 4-1 against Arsenal to make it 13-8 against Dad. Unfortunately for Dad, I was also his first game of the season, and yet again, another new signing scored in a 3-0 win. Well, I had a great 2 games. Getting a nice little extra trophy, the Community Shield. Take it. And then, of course, that makes it 13-8, followed by a nice little 3-0 win. And look who scored the first goal, my free transfer, Mark Guehi.
Yeah.
Perfect. What a start to the season. Got a nice little 1-0 against Brighton, 5-1 against Norwich. Isak still scoring loads of goals. Mark Guehi get on the score sheet again. And Burnley, 4-1 as well, with a few other players getting in and around the action. So I'm buzzing with this. This is a great start for me. And I think I had a very good transfer window, because not only did I get a free transfer, which is scoring goals, but I've got a future goalkeeper, I hope. He's got decent potential anyway, that we've brought in from PSV. He's only 19 as well, Samson Kasahun. So looks quite good from PSV. Didn't spend too much money on him. But then the youngsters that we got from River Plate and Bromby, bargains. £25 million for Valentino Antunes, who's got 3 assists so far this season. Oh my God, look how good he is. What an attacking centre mid he is.
His first touch and his passion and his flair. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
And his composure to go with that as well.
Work rate, he's both footed.
What a player.
He is incredible. He straight away gets the number 7 spot. I love him. He is.
It's a big number for Liverpool to take over as well, isn't it?
Exactly. So very good. Very happy with that. And then the other signing that we brought in, not really for now, but I've loaned him out, is he loaned out or is he just my youth team? He's just my youth team at the minute. I was trying to loan him out. Matthias Alcer. So he's gone into the youth team to play there because we've got a load of names in there and he can just be available anyway if we ever need him. It does say actually that he's played 4 times in the Premier League and got an assist. So he is covering the bench and coming on. And he's got himself an assist too. So, I mean, that's absolutely fine with me. Yeah. But 5-star potential, looks really solid. And we paid... How much is it? No, 13. 13 million pound. So, brilliant stuff. Jane Downs has gone for £22 million. So that was where I had the money in that regard. But then the signings, the player side that I sold after that, nobody really went out for much. Again, though, loans to the likes of Festus Hardcastle. So 2 seasons in a row now, loading them out, putting some time into him. This time he's going to Bournemouth in the Championship. He's got a goal already. Tyler Hardiman's going out as well. Ian Williams is going to Forest. He looks like he's playing quite well. So getting these guys some game time to hopefully be able to bed them in future seasons, especially Festus. I think that when that season where I sell Isak and bring Festus in, it's going to be great. Keeping the same tactic. Haven't really had to change stuff. Let's have a look at your stat, because you have changed.
Yes, I have changed my tactic.
Your tactic. So along your sign-ins that you've brought in, which, again, you had quite an active one, the goalkeeper being the main one there for Lucas Chevalier.
Yeah, I felt that he was going to be my reserve keeper, because Trafford is not sort of doing as well as I was hoping he was going to do. So I just needed a reserve keeper that would be just as good as my first team keeper, and I think this guy will do it that for me. 68
million on a reserve goalkeeper.
Yeah, I know, but that's the way.
Oh, you spent 122 on somebody who only played 9 games. So, and then Xavi Simons from Spurs.
Xavi Simons is the reason why I've changed my formation. To be honest with you, I felt I was concentrating too much in defending. I wanted to be more attacking, so I pushed one of my centre defenders up.
Midfielders.
Centre midfielders up. Yeah. And defending midfielder. I was playing 2 defending midfielders. I'm playing 1 there, and I'm put Xavi Simons into the attacking sort of play role in midfielder. So I'm playing 1 more midfielder going forward. So I'm hoping that's going to benefit me by winning more games, really.
Yeah, and the tactical tweak, we were just having a look at it here before we pressed record, and in possession, he's picking up that pocket just in between these 3 players. So if you're looking where... If we've got the ball in and around your defenders, you've got the ball in and around the halfway point, which is kind of a lot of the time where you tend to start attacks.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
He's going to be picking up those little pockets of space there, while Elise, Mora and Savinho are slightly further ahead. Yeah, and if there's anybody in the world that you want to pick up the ball here to be supplying these 4 players, it's Xavi Simons.
Yeah, I mean, his passing is 17 and his flair is 16, so he's got all that. So I can't find his vision. Or vision was 16. Down the bottom. 16 was it? So he can pick a pass, can he? We know he can pick a pass. Yeah. So he's like you say, he's picking the ball right where I want him to be picking it up. Yeah. And just slotting it through those little gaps for me, really. Yeah,
he's not getting in the way of each other, which tends to happen. This is why the visualizer, I think, is such a good thing, because when you were looking at what player role to have him in, it's like, well, if you used attacking midfielder and switch it around, he might be too far up into that space.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll be hogging the space where Elise is trying to find the space, and then you've just got a bit of a clump in that sort of area there, and a big old gap there between him and Tchouaméni.
Yeah.
So, it's quite spaced out. It's interesting to see how it plays out, because obviously at the start of the season, didn't work out very well against Liverpool.
No, it didn't.
But Arsenal, who finished second, you beat them 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, you think I played PSG just before I played you as well. So, I mean, that was an hard game, 1 each. They're a really good side. I've come up against you. I've lost 3-0, but then, like you said, I've just beat Arsenal 3-0 as well. So, 3 hard games I've done there, and I've come out with 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. So
yeah.
I'm happy with that. That's all right. But then back into the league situation, and I'm winning again. So, happy.
Okay, well.
It's a long season.
Yes. And it's also a long gap in between the 2 trophies, as I now make it 13. So
yeah, you got your traditional 1 start of the season, didn't you? So
let's go. But I've got to keep doing that. You've got to win the FA Cup or the Premier League to keep getting into that competition. That's the whole point of the Community Shield. I'm not just winning it out of random luck. I'm putting myself in the position to be able to win it. So let's see whether this season I can do exactly the same. Things did get better for Dad, though, as I was knocked out of the Carabao Cup early by Newcastle. And in the second fixture against me, his side were far better, winning 2-0 thanks to a Xavi Simons brace, giving Dad a big lead going into February at the top of the Premier League table. He then took advantage of me not being in the Carabao Cup, as he went on to comfortably beat Southampton in the final 6-1 to make it 39 in trophies. In fact, the only threat I was making for a trophy this season was in the Champions League, as I was already out of the FA Cup too, and Dad was taking a commanding lead in the Prem. And despite him not being in the Champions League, he didn't have to panic about that either, as Leverkusen knocked me out. And that left things really easy for Dad in the Premier League too, and he continued to smash teams all the way to the league title, with players like Mora and Haaland on form, with Haaland scoring 52 league goals in total and ending the season much closer to me with the score at 13-10. Well, a solid season for you, Dad. Only losing 2 games, champions of the league, and closing the gap.
Yes.
Because I go trophyless.
That is just like a big Brucey bonus. You go on trophy list, but also it puts me in the Charity Shield next season as well. Which you won't. You won't be in it.
Southampton will be your opposition, who won the FA Cup.
That's a big boost.
Yeah, so that's 13-10. You can see Southampton beat West Ham in the final there. We both missed out on that one. 13-10 in terms of trophies, winning the league. So closing the gap down to 3.
Pulling it back, yeah.
Plus, you should win the Community Shield. So really, you can say that's 13-11.
I ain't counting them yet. Just yet.
You just don't know.
No, I'm not doing that.
But yeah, there we go. So PSG beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. Neither of us was in the Champions League final. So going into this season then, Dad, did you expect to be that good? I mean, only losing 2 games. I dropped off quite a bit because I'm level with Spurs there, because the season before I went from 92 points. So yeah, dropping 8 points there from
I'm going
the
to be
season
honest,
before.
I expected to be that good, but not as good as you, I would say.
Yeah.
I've been sat here watching you gradually get your team just growing. You've brought a couple of youngsters through. Oh my God, they are so good. And I'm thinking to myself, this is getting harder and harder to stop you from winning something. And then I've got to win it myself then.
Yeah.
So, yes, I did expect to be that good. I expected that from here to the end to be me or you winning the league.
Yeah.
That's what I expect.
Yeah, same.
And being very close to every final.
Yeah.
So it's there for the taking for both of us, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've both built some really good sides. You've got a better younger side than me. I'm sort of like, I'm doing a fireman's job at the moment. I'm just going out there and fighting the fire. Wherever I've got a problem, I'm just going to go out and buy a player and sell it.
Yeah.
Where you're building your
I'm
team.
building for the future.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So.
But I had the opportunity to do that. I had time.
Yeah.
68 goals from Erling Haaland.
I mean, this is what's helped me so much as well. I haven't got to go out and get that world-class striker. I already had him in the team. He's banging, 68 goals. Come on. That is just
70 goals in a
ridiculous,
season.
isn't it?
Mental.
You know, and I haven't got to worry about that. All I got to do is just feed the goat, really, innit?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Rodrigo Mora, obviously fairly new signing coming in, got 12 goals, 13 assists. Savinho from the wing getting 23. I'm still surprised. I mean, Endrick looks like he's there or thereabouts if you give him the game time. He's got 13 goals, but he only had 14 starts.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, a lot of this is quite small. But then you look at it and go, oh, Haaland scored 68. Like, that's, you know, you take away 30 of his goals. He still had 38 goals, and then you spread those 30 goals across everybody else.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what an unbelievable goal-scoring season. Now, the transfer budget you got is £132 million. As you said, you've got quite a lot of players who are in their 30s or coming up to their 30s
that's
now.
the only thing that worries me.
If we're looking at my squad, so obviously a bad year how we performed, but I did sort of sacrifice a couple of things. One being the goalkeeper, pushing him into the starting 11. I think development was probably worth it. If I go trophyless, but he turns out to be a better goalkeeper overall, then I'm happy with that. Valentino Antunes, again, oh my God, he looks great. For a 20-year-old centre midfielder,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason why I've done it, to make sure he played a lot more games. And Dean Huijsen played a lot as well, so yeah, that's really good. But yeah, my top scorer wasn't even Isak. It was Florian Wirtz, who's had an unbelievable year as well. 29 goals and 20 assists. 5-star performance from him. He's only 28. But I think Alexander Isak, if I can find a club to come in for him, it might be time to go, or he might have a year left. I don't know. I'll have to decide because I haven't got an outright replacement right now. I'm looking at like Festus Hardcastle should be the natural replacement because he is very good.
He's looking good, isn't he?
But at the minute he's only 2-star, only 2.5 star. He got 21 goals out on loan in 48 games at Bournemouth, which was in the Championship. Is it too early to make that step up yet? I might have to make a big decision this summer. Again, from the wings, I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, Ekitike, it might be time for him to go. He's wanted and requesting to leave, so that could be one where I let him go. He's 28 as well. But Rio and William Gomez, they look like, I mean, they're performing, but only 3-star on each. Might need to look at that as well and possibly bring somebody in to replace them. But yeah, my transfer budget going into next season is £100 million. So I can do something with it.
Yeah.
It just depends what. But yeah, closing the gap to 13-10 plus that Community Shield on the way. Dad is back in this race.